Hi grade 10s, I just wanted to meet with you this morning on YouTube to talk about assignment number 2. I know that many of you found assignment number 1 challenging. Working from home, trying to learn math is tough. So I thought we'd try something different for assignment number 2. What I've done is I've sent you a whole thick booklet that teaches you about trigonometry. But instead of having you do it yourself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the pages with you over the course of the 2 weeks through my YouTube videos. So today we're going to start and we're going to look at the first 2 pages of that assignment. So this unit is all about right angled triangles, triangles that have a right angle in one of the corners. The topic is called trigonometry. That sounds really long and scary, but it's not really all that difficult, and I'll be here to help you along the way. The most important thing that we need to learn to do if we're going to look at right angle triangles or trigonometry is we need to learn how to label the triangle. And we already know one of the sides of the triangles. The first side is called the hypotenuse. We've learned about the hypotenuse when we did Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem told us that a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. And remember that C was the longest side in the triangle. Well, C is also called the hypotenuse. So the red box that you'll find in your assignment, you'll see that there are red boxes on many of the pages throughout the assignment, and I added the red boxes so you would know what's really important for you to know. So on the first page, there's a red box, and it tells us that there are 4 things we need to know. We need to know the hypotenuse. We know that already. We need to know the opposite side. We need to know the adjacent side, and we need to know the reference angle. So hypotenuse, we've got that already. Reference angle just means which angle inside the right angle triangle is important. So you can tell which angle is the reference angle by looking for this little shaded semicircle, part circle here. This is the reference angle. This is the angle that is important in this particular question. So in that last diagram we saw, we understand the reference angle, the angle that is labeled. We understand the hypotenuse, the longest side, the side that would be the C in Pythagorean theorem, the side that's across with a 90 degree. The 2 things we need to learn today is how to find the opposite and how to find the adjacent side. I'm going to show you or teach you a little story that I've made up to help you to understand these 2 terms, opposite and adjacent. And it has to do with a little girl. She's 2 years old. She loves wearing dresses, but she doesn't like to wear her diaper. Okay, so let me explain to you my little story about the toddler girl, the little girl who doesn't like to wear diapers. That will certainly help you with trigonometry. So let's look at our right angle triangle. Remember, trigonometry only works with right angle triangles. Here is my 90 degrees. That means across from the 90 degrees, this right here is my hypotenuse. And probably for the rest of the unit, I'll just call it H, so I don't need to write down hypotenuse. Now let's find the reference angle. The reference angle is going to be the angle where the little girl's dress is. So up here, this is the little girl's dress. It's a purple dress with stripes, and here's her head, and she's got some pigtails. She's got a little smile. She's such a cute little girl. She's only 2 years old, but the one thing she doesn't like to wear is she doesn't like to wear her diaper. So sometimes she pees her pants. And when she pees her pants, the pee makes a puddle. So My little toddler girl, she's peeing her pants because she's not wearing her diaper, and she makes a puddle. And what letter does that puddle look like? It looks like the letter O for opposite. So anytime you want to know which side is the opposite side, think about the little toddler in her story. Think about her not wearing a diaper, thinking about her peeing her pants, and she makes a puddle that looks like the letter O. That's the opposite. So that means the only other side is this side, and that must be the A, the adjacent. My kids in the background at my home are going crazy because they hate when I tell this story, but it really does work. Okay. Let's just do one more. Let's pretend our triangle looked like this. Again, it's a right angle triangle. Here's my 90 degrees, so that means this is my hypotenuse. I'm going to call it H. And the little girl in this story, I'm going to put the little girl up here in her dress. So here she is. She's got her striped dress on. Here's her head. Here's her pigtails. Again, she doesn't want to wear her diaper, so unfortunately, she's going to maybe pee her pants, and here's the puddle, and the puddle looks like the letter O for opposite. We know her hypotenuse, we know the O for opposite, and this right here is the adjacent. So now that you know that, it's really easy to label any right angle triangle. And the thing about trigonometry is the hardest part of trigonometry is knowing which side is O and which side is A. So if you can figure out that, everything else is easy from here on in. So I just showed you example 1 on the second page of our trigonometry booklet. It's a right angle triangle, and all you need to do is label the sides H, O, and A. So can you take out page 2 of your trigonometry booklet and try to label that triangle right now? And let's see if you can do it on your own. So let's see if you got number 1 right. Let's first always label the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the longest side, or the C from Pythagorean theorem, the diagonal side. So right here, across from the 90 degree, that's going to be my H. That's easy. Now we have to worry about the O and the A. So the reference angle was down here, so I drew my little girl. And I'm going to move my body around to see what would happen if she had an accident. If she had an accident, oh, here would be the puddle. So this would be the O. And that means this side right here is the only side left would be the A. Great. Let's see if you can now label triangle 2 using H, O, and A. So here is number 2. Here is the H. The little girl is here. She has an accident. Here is my O, and here is my A. Okay, so I'm going to send you off to try 3 and 4, and then I'll check those, or we'll check them together before the end of this video. This is the answer for number 3, and this right here is the answer for number 4. So this video today is about 9 minutes long, and in those 9 minutes you're able to finish the first 2 pages of the workbook. And I will make videos like this throughout the next 2 weeks to help you complete the whole booklet. These videos and this booklet will take no longer than 3 hours each week, but it is really important you stay on top of the material so you don't get behind. Otherwise you'll feel very overwhelmed at the end of this 2-week period. Okay, I look forward to seeing many of you today on Google Meet at 1:30. I'll be there to answer questions and to help you understand the trigonometry assignment a little more.